All right, welcome in. Oh, that's Black Hawk, by the way. Black Hawk, who never really was that big in country music. They're more of a Southern rock band, but I just love them. Oh, I can remember one time before Cracker Barrels were everywhere. I can remember going, man, let's go to the Cracker Barrel and listen to Black Hawk tape. It must be the cassette tape with our windows down. Oh, what a great day going to the Cracker Barrel in Leeds, Alabama. Good stuff. All right, everybody, mute yourself until you talk, please. And see if I got everything. Mute off. Yep. All right, welcome in. Now, I apologize before we get started. As you know, my kids had the COVID last week and they were here all week long. And I was like, oh my God, will someone not send them to school? But they had to get over the COVID. And so now I meet up with the COVID. So my apologies. I am not my normal whatever that I am. And sometimes I have these little brain spasms with this COVID. So I kind of go in and out during different times. So if y'all just kind of stick with me, be a little patient, it's going to be fun. But y'all, I am so excited because we're about to get our hands dirty in this stuff. I mean, dirty. We're going to get down and get in it, which is really good. So I gave y'all all an assignment and I gave you my baby. Let me talk to you about my baby for a minute. My baby is my spreadsheet. And I have worked tirelessly on my spreadsheet. I have spent so many hundreds of hours. And as most people who are greedy capitalist pigs, I think to myself, you know what? I should not give this to a single human being on the planet. I should hoard it. That's what I should do. And I should lock it away in my closet. I should hide the code within a safety deposit box and only allow my children access to when those little nasty grubby hands get old enough to fully appreciate it and to pass this on to generation and generation so that they can go, my great granddaddy used Excel. And they'd be like, really? So he was the stuff. Oh yeah, he was the stuff. But then my compassionate side kind of got the better of me and made me start thinking, nah, you know what? I'm going to share this with everybody. So take my work, take it. Do not give this to your enemies. Do not give this to your friends who would not appreciate it. Hang on to this and give it to those who are willing to commit to the process. Because what we've developed here is we've taken, hopefully by now you're ending on the book of Lucello. Now, some people say, Bobby, it's a dated book. You've got some old guy telling me about 3x5 index cards. I don't know what a 3x5 index card is. I don't know what calling a broker is. I don't know what calling to get a prospectus in the mail is. And you're reading it and you're going, oh, listen, Papa, listen, it is the 21st century, dude. You got to give me something better than this. And I understand that. And the first time someone told me to read the book, I was like, oh, what a title. How to Make $1 Million in the Stock Market Automatically. And it made me want to just throw up and start selling Plexus and what's that other thing? What's that life? What is that? Life Works? What was it? Everybody in the mall was selling. What was that stuff? Come on now, not Amway, but gosh, what was it?
It works.
It Works.
Oh, I thought it was Amway.
Well, Amway too. Amway was before It Works. But do you remember? Everybody would want to go call you and be your friend on Facebook. You say, I don't know this person. And the only reason they wanted to be your friend on Facebook so they could sell you It Works and recruit you into the family, right? Unbelievable. That's like, I used to work out at Gold's Gym back in the day when Kevin Green, I think was a partner in it. Y'all remember Kevin Green? He played at Auburn and then he was a linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think the Rams for a little while. Anyway, he used to date my cousin. And why was I telling y'all that? Oh, I was at the gym and an old boy was like, hey man, won't we go to lunch one day? And I was like, okay. So we went to the Mickey D's and was eating lunch. I said, man, you'd be perfect for Amway. And I said, oh my God, man. So I quit going to the gym so I wouldn't have to say the Amway. Unbelievable. Anyway, so when you read the cheesy, Joseph says he's in a shared office and can't talk, but he can type. Can you imagine having this going on in your office and everybody listening in? They'll be, what the hell is this? I think the captionist is not here. Oh, this is direct mention to me. I might leave and watch the video later. Oh, let me say this. I think I have it fixed to where you can turn on live captions. I think I enabled that. Live transcript. Let's see. Assign a participant to type. Enable auto transcription. Now, it won't be as good, but I have enabled it. And now it will allow you to get live transcription. All right, a couple questions on Lacello. Seems like you always have lots of money in cash. How do you know? Huh? Are you looking at my bank account? No, I'm just joking. Let's see. Seems like you always have lots of money in cash. The 5.5 interest rates don't exist. Exactly. And what about capital gains and taxable accounts? Yeah. I mean, that's a couple good questions, right? Listen, everybody overly concerned with taxes. Listen, I'm glad I had to pay taxes because that means I'm making money. And yes, would this run better in a tax advantage account? Absolutely. And don't worry about the interest. Yeah, we're not going to make interest. And a matter of fact, we're not even going to keep a lot of it in tax. Oh, now I've got the little auto thing going. Look at that. Okay. All right. Again, I apologize in advance, y'all. You're going to think that I'm drunk. You're going to think that I'm stoned today, and I'm really not. It's the COVID. And Beth's got me taking all kinds of medicines and NyQuils during the DayQuils and the DayQuils during the NyQuils, and I'm all upset. All right. Where were we? So you read this cheesy book and you say, oh my gosh, that it can't possibly be a good book, and it actually is. So yeah, don't worry about some of that stuff. And let's see. So I've given you my baby, and take care of my baby. Don't change any of the things on it. It's a really, really good spreadsheet. Now, what I want you to do is we're going to go through your assignment this week. All right. Now, don't get scared with this. I don't want you to get scared. This is going to be a little bit time consuming. I don't care if you gotta break down into a little partner and y'all want to kind of split up the work. I don't care if you divide yourselves up into little groups. That's fine. I guess I can create some little groups in Blackboard that y'all can all communicate with each other some way. But I want y'all to be able to communicate with each other if you want to, because you may need help and you're probably going to need questions on this. And right now, I'm not in my right mind because I'm eat up with COVID, right? So you may need a little bit of help on the assignment. So that's perfectly fine. But Bobby, would that mean that we're working as a group? I don't want you to ever have to work as a group if you don't want to. If you are a loner, be the lone wolf, baby. You do your thing. But I can remember when my professors, and I try to make this class what I always wanted my college classes to be. I want to be fun, engaging, and not so worried about, oh, am I going to pass this thing? It's just garbage, because it seems like, you know, professors out to always get you, always trick you. No, learning should be fun. Learning should be enjoyable. And I never wanted to be in group projects because I ended up doing all the work, because I was the one who was worried about my grade. And then you got some slacker stoner, you know, who's, you know, up all night, partying all night. They don't care about their grade. You don't want that person on your team because they're relying on you. So you want to work in a team, work in a team. You want to work separate, work separate. I do not care. This is for the sake of learning. And this is a great assignment. And it's going to give you a great appreciation for the book that you're reading. Oh, Catherine just got over the COVID last week. Yeah, still tired, right? Oh, and the dreams I had last night, y'all, my mama and Beth and I went to jail for 30 years in my dream last night. Why? Because we stole yard sale items in our community. Our whole community was having a yard sale, and they were all at some football game or something. And we decided, hey, let's steal some of this stuff. And they called us, and we went to jail for 30 years. And it was, I mean, it was like real, baby. And I think that was the NyQuil working on me last night, plus my melatonin, plus my calm gummies, plus my venlafaxine, plus my Adderall, plus all the garbage that I take. So I got to change up something tonight, because I cannot have the dreams that I had last night. Plus, there was a dream with me going to a former job that involved soap suds and scrubs, and I just don't want to talk about that. So very traumatic, but I'm here today. So let's talk about the spreadsheet and the assignment. So let's go back to the assignment. So, oh, here's my spreadsheet, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through what it is. It is my opus, so to speak. Remember Mr. Holland's opus? So this is my opus. It's a great work. I've tested it, I've retested it, and I think I've got all the little formulas correct. Now, if you were to troubleshoot something and find something that doesn't work, then please let me know, and we'll work on that. But I think I've got it just right. It's in the Goldilocks stage. So let's go through your assignment and see exactly what you're going to be doing. I'm going to try to walk you through it. And will somebody be in charge of letting me know that we're going to have a song interlude at about halfway through the class? If someone would say that, Lisa, Urena, will you just give me a heads up and just say, look, dude, stop it. I can't go any further, because I wanted to do it in the middle of the class because this is going to get deep. All right, so let's go and let's get deep here. So week 4, there we go. Week 4, I got all your stuff on here. Okay, here's our assignment. All right, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your AIM spreadsheet that I developed, and I've included it in the week 4 stuff. You open it up, but I want you to save a copy of something totally different. Now, you say, Bobby, I don't have Excel, blah, blah, blah. I use a Mac. I use the, okay. I sent you out an email that shows you that you can get Office 365 for free through the University of Alabama. So you got no problems there. Now, some of my students in my trading class have opened the spreadsheet in Google Sheets, and it works, but it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles. I would rather you get the Office 365 version of Excel. So you got any questions with that? I sent you the link, and the IT people at the University of Alabama will be happy to assist you in any way to make sure that you get Excel. All right. So open your spreadsheet, and I want you to save a copy as your first name, your last name, .backtest. Now, of course, don't type this exactly. That's your first name and last name, .backtest. Some people will actually probably call it verbatim, your first name, last name, backtest. Okay, so everybody knows what to do there. So you've got your spreadsheet. So I want you to conduct a back test. Now, first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to Yahoo Finance, and I want you to find the monthly price data from TQQQ from February 10th, 2010, which was the first day that TQQQ was formed and traded through the present. So here's what you're going to do. Let's just go through it. So we'll go to finance.yahoo.com. Bingy, bingy, bingy. Search for news, symbols, or companies. You're going to go TQQQ, which is the 3X leveraged NASDAQ. Right? Oh, behave, it's down today. So then you want to go to historical data or data, however you want to do it. You're going to change the frequency to monthly, because you don't need the daily data. I just want you to have that. And you're going to do the dates from the max. Just hit the max, baby. And that'll take you from when it started beginning trading to current day, right? Hit the apply. If I go too fast for anybody, just let me know. Oh, look at Brad. Brad is in group 3. He's willing to work with anyone else in that group. Good. Brad, are you a good partner or a bad partner? You're a good partner. Brad looks like the type of dude I would want on my team. All right, so then download that data, right? So here you go. Now, some of you are much more intelligent than I am. Some of you are much more tech savvy. Some of you are blah, 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 blah. I know that. And you're going, listen, Boomer, slow it down. You know, there's an easier way to do this, whatever. Just humor me here. So I want you to get rid of every column except the date and the adjusted close. So I'm going to delete or hide those. I'll delete them. And I'll get rid of the volume because I don't care about the volume. All right. So when it says adjusted close, this means that the closing price, this is the closing price, has been adjusted for stock splits and capital distributions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it's the adjusted close. So what I would do is, I mean, this is going to be in a dollar format. So I would go, I'm going to format this puppy. I'm going to format that to currency, 2 decimals, so I can see, you know, what the trading price was on that day. So as of 3/1/10, it was at 58 cents, right? It's at 60 something today. So this includes splits, whatever has happened throughout the tenure of this thing. So now you've got your data. All right, so everybody's got your data. So you can save this That's whatever, but I would save that. So everybody's got their data. All right, let's go back to the assignment, see what we're doing next, because I forget. All right, so go to finance, find that. We've done that. And I showed you a little screenshot of what it looks like. Down and then go to Excel, delete all the columns except date and adjusted close. We did that. Sort the data so that the oldest price data is at the top and the newer is at the bottom. I think it's already done that, so we don't have to sort it. Yep, 310 is at the, yep, it just goes on and on and on. So you don't have to do that step. All right. Then choose your group, right? So we got group 1, group 2, and group 3. How many of y'all are in group 3? How many of y'all in group 3? I thought, dude, y'all are screwed, right? Y'all are screwed, man, because y'all got to do one extra step that all the other groups don't have to do. And I apologize for that. I started to say, I was going, you know how the University of Alabama does, if you're an undergraduate student, you do this. If you're a graduate student, we're going to make you do one extra paper. I don't do all that garbage. But I started to go, if you're a graduate student, you're automatically going to be in group 3. But I think most of you are graduate students. So nonetheless, group 3, you are screwed, baby. And so y'all can gripe and grumble and bitch about it. I really don't care. All right. Each group will begin with a $50,000 account. All right. $50,000, baby. Let's see what we can turn this thing into at the end of 10 or 11 years. So by beginning with $50,000, here's what you do. And let me open test. And I'm going to save this as something else because I want to save my test. I'm going to save this as, save a copy as. Now, I'm really good at doing different names. So instead of calling this test, I'm going to call it, listen how nifty this is. I'm going to call it test. Huh? I wish y'all thought about that. Test. Dang it. There. All right, so now I know the test is something different. So you're going to go to the AIM Net Lick tab. This is where you're keeping up with your net lick. What is net lick? Does anybody know? Net lick.
Net liquid assets.
Net liquid assets. That's close. Net lick is net liquidation value. You'll see it sometimes called NLV. And net liquidation value. All it is what is my account worth right now? If I were to liquidate everything at the market value of all the underlying stocks, ETFs, options, futures, everything that I hold, if I liquidated it all, how much would I have? That's net lick. So your beginning net lick is, now who answered that question, by the way? Y'all, you at least deserve an extra point if you'll send me an email. Who did that?
I answered it wrong.
Catherine, send me an email. You get it anyway, right? You trying. That's what I like. You know what? You're a risk taker, Catherine. You're a risk taker. And the risk takers inherit the earth. Wait a minute. That's not what Jesus said. He said something about the meek people. Okay, so I'm wrong. All right, still get an extra point. So what is my net liquidation value starting out with? Kyle, what's my net lick?
$50,000.
Yep, and the date's going to be 3/1/2010, right? So on 3/1/2010, even though it starts February 1st, the first data that we have is going to be on March 1st, 2010. We're going to get $50,000. Now, because we just started a brand new account and we just put in $50,000, we have to tell the spreadsheet, hey, baby, we just contributed $50,000 into the account. Everybody with me? So we got a 0 P&L. So we got all that going. So let me delete all this garbage so we can kind of keep you going so you know what to do. Okay, here we go. So we got, that's our beginning balance. And we know that group 1, let me do the group 1 people. We'll do this. So all of you will know what to do. See what y'all are supposed to do. Okay, so group 1 will initially allocate 50% of the account to purchase TQQQ with $50,000 in cash. All right, 50. Now, for an extra point, how much of our 50,000 should we put in TQQQ?
25,000.
25.
I'm watching you people. I'm watching you. Y'all are good. That's good, right? Y'all doing good. Y'all know I'm just joking with y'all. That's good. All right, so here's what you got to do. We're going to put 25,000 into TQQQ. Well, what's the price? And we're going to make an assumption here, ladies and gentlemen, that we'll be Christy, am I losing your attention? She's chewing gum and looking up at the sky. Christy, am
Yeah,
I
my
boring you
screens
today?
are up here. I got
Oh,
my laptop in my screen.
because here's what I saw when I saw Christy. Christy's going,
Oh, I am chewing gum.
like, here's what I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying lame, right? Okay, so I'm starting to pick on you, Christy. Christy, if you'll email me, extra point, okay? All right, anybody that sends me an email today, you get an extra point. All right, March 1st, 2010, 58 cents. Okay, so let's think about this. If we're buying 25,000 divided by, what I say, 56, so we're going to buy $25,000 worth divided by 58 cents. Look at this, y'all. We're building an empire. We're going to buy 43,103 shares. Now, some of y'all are going to go, Bobby, should I buy 43,103 or 43? It doesn't matter. You know, how do you want to round? 43,103. All right, so let's keep that in mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back. Let's make sure I remember the price. 58 cents. Okay. Let's go back to my spreadsheet. And we're going to do this. You're going to go to the AIM activity bar. And let me delete all of this other data that I've got in here. Okay. And you can do this since we're doing TQQQ, you can just copy that down or whatever. So we're going to buy 43,103. 43,103. Trade date is going to be the date that you got the little thing, right? 3/1/2010. Trade price is 0.58. So it'll automatically calculate the debit. And here you've got to answer a question. Now here's the question that's asking. Is this a new capital? Are you making a withdrawal from the account? Are you rebalancing, or is it a new underlying? So when you first start out with new capital and you're making a purchase, of course it's new capital. So you're going to say yes, okay? And don't worry about any of this garbage over here. This is a nightmare. This took me a long time to develop. This I don't even use now, but I keep it in here in case I ever want to use it. So just don't mess with anything over here. You can even hide it if you want to. Okay, so you're not working with anything over here. So now we go back to our little dashboard and it shows us that, sorry. Now in your real spreadsheet, it will calculate this automatically, but it's not at $8 now. It'd be good if it's $8 because we'd have 344,000 started with 50,000. But what you're going to do is you're going to do 0.58 here, right? There it is. So now your spreadsheet says you're half in cash and you're half in TQQQ, which is kind of cool. So you're 50% stock, you're 50% cash. And then it goes on and to describe, and I don't want to go into all of this now. I want you to read your book. I want you to be familiar with what the safe is, what the portfolio control is and all that, but it's really not important for us. You can look at how this changes, but just keep in mind, it's not important. Now, here's where I do this little thing because I have to do something here. And here's what I have to do. And maybe y'all can show me a better way of back testing, but I need to remember how much I got in cash because when I change this, it's going to mess this up. So I need to go and maybe call this, and you can do the same. We'll call this last cash. Last cash. So the last cash that it was, let's make it pretty. Let's center it and make it all nice. There you go. Last cash was 25,000.26. All right, there you go. So now what we want to do is we just want to, now you're group one, you're never going to rebalance. You're just going to let AIM run. So now you do is you go, well, let's see what happens on April the 1st. Okay, so let's move this out in time, 4/1/2010. And you don't know your net liquidation value. Now, that's the problem. So we don't know what the net leg is. So we're going to have to kind of back into it. And if my mind is working, and I'm not sure that it is, I'll show you how we're going to do this. So let's see. Let's look at our data again. And on 4/1, our stock now is up to 61 cents. So let's go in. And let's change it to 61. And we're going to see, now I'm going to hide some of this stuff. Let's see, let me hide the, say so we can get everything on one screen. Hide this. We'll hide everything except for the take action button. And the take action button tells us exactly how many shares to do. All right, so our share went up 61 cents. Let's do that. We'll make that change, 0.61. Boom. What does it tell us to do? Absolutely, positively nothing. Okay, so now what do? Now you've got to take what your last cash was. See what I'm saying? Because your cash says it went down, but that's not true. So now I've got to take my last cash of 25,200.26. And you're going to add whatever your stock value is. What's my stock value? To get
Not
my
200, you just had 25,026.
Okay, so 25,002. That's right? No, you're right. 25,000. Thank y'all so much. I love it, y'all, because y'all know I'm a little foggy today. Make sure we got that right. 25,000.26 plus whatever my stock is worth, and that should tell me my back end how much money we've got in the account. So if I do 25,000.26 plus my 26,292.83, I have an account value that's at 51,239.09. Yay! Copy that. Let's paste it in our April amount. Control V for victory. So we're up 2.59% in the account. Now, you go back over here. So our cash has stayed the same. Now, let's think about it just from a practical standpoint. Our cash should stay the same. Why? Because we did not buy stock and we did not sell stock. So cash equals the same. Everybody with me so far? What are you drinking, Kathy? What is that?
It's a superfood, it's a healthy shake, trying to get that.
You want to know what my health drink is? You want me to show you? Behold, the Diet Coke.
I was hoping it might be a martini or something.
I think I'd prefer the green juice.
Think the green juice.
Martinis are at noon.
I apologize if y'all were my earlier class. I was talking to them about, I wanted my wife to go by and get some Big Chick. So Big Chick is a little chicken place in Carrollton, Georgia. Make the best chicken. I think they fry it in lard. Now Beth has a problem because Beth, she's too snooty. Let me make sure hey Beth. Oh, she ain't here. She's at the library. We can talk about her all we want to. So Beth, she's kind of highbrow. Beth doesn't eat chicken on the bone. Can y'all believe that? What kind of human being doesn't want chicken on the bone? And if she does eat chicken on the chicken, she wants the breast, not the thighs. Y'all, the thigh is the best piece of chicken. Oh, the dark meat is where it's at. So they went to eat Mexican, her and Pork Chop, my smallest child. Had to take her to the doctor appointment. And they're going by to eat Mexican because they never get to eat Mexican because they have burnt me out on Mexican. If I never eat Mexican again, I'm going to be fine. So I asked her to bring me back some Big Chick. And Beth's like, oh, no, I'm not going by Big Chick. And I'm like, why? She says, well, it's because of a convenience store, and I'm afraid I'm going to get robbed there. And I'm like, unbelievable. She just doesn't want to go by and get Big Chick. So she tells me that she'll go buy Popeyes. Now, listen to this. So I put in my order for Popeyes. Then she tells me she doesn't know how to go through the drive-thru at Popeyes. She's making excuses. There's no excuse why you can't drive. If you could go through McDonald's and get my Diet Coke and my Big Mac, why can you not go through the Popeyes drive-thru? I'll tell you why. Because it's of her aversion to chicken on the bone. Anyway, don't get me started. All right, so where was I? So now we're going to go to the next month. So remember, record your cash. It's the same, so we don't do any change. Let's go to next month. So we're going to go, what happens on May the 1st in the year of our Lord 2010? All right, let's see what our stock does. So on May, it looks like our stock has gone down to 47. Oh, behave. All right, so let's go put that in. Put that in at 47. So let's make that change, 0.47. Oh my gosh, y'all. So now our little Licello algorithm is telling us that we need to buy 5,779 shares of stock at 47. All right, so y'all help me remember that number because I cannot remember it when just changing one page. Okay, so 5779. So we're going to go over here. We're going to buy 5779, right? Correct me if it's wrong. And we're going to do this. I think we're on May the 1st, and it really doesn't matter what date you put it. And we're going to do it for, I believe, 47 cents, right? So we're buying those shares. Now, tell me why Lucello's algorithm is telling her, Beth Hudson, I'm with her on both. You don't like chicken on the bone and you don't like thighs, the dark meat?
100% with her.
Why?
It's a taste and texture thing.
But you'll eat the devil out of I bet you'll gnaw the food out of a McDonald's chicken nugget.
Absolutely not.
You're probably highbrow. You have to have a Chick-fil-A nugget or strip, right?
No, but I do like their sandwiches.
Okay. They're good. All right, y'all got me off sidetracked now. What do I say? Oh, so we're buying. Why? Okay, Beth Hudson that doesn't like chicken on the bone. Why are we buying?
Because the trade price went down.
Right. And so Lucello's saying, hey, in a world where they tell us to buy low and sell high, but in an alter world, they also tell us to buy and hold. So how do you know when to buy more? Well, he's gave us this cool little algorithm that I have back tested and shown that works really, really good. So we're going to use it to make our decisions. So it tells us to buy low, and that's exactly what we did. Now, because this was a quote unquote signal trade, this is not new capital. This is not withdrawing money. This is not rebalancing, and it's not a new underline. So what is it? It's a signal. If it's a signal, I must type in no. Everybody with me? Now, what will I do with this money? Beth Hudson, who doesn't like chicken on the bone, will this reduce my cash or will it increase my cash?
This will reduce your cash
Exactly, and tell everybody why for an extra point. Send me an email.
for 10 extra points because it's going to increase your investment but reduce your cash on hand.
Are you related to my wife? She would have done the same thing. She said for 10 extra points. That's pretty good. I like the way you did that. All right, so exactly. You're paying cash out of your cash balance to buy your shares, right? So it's going to take 2716.13. 2716.13, right? And I'm going to put a minus sign by that because I'm going to add it to whatever my cash was. My cash was 25,000.26. So I'm adding that to 25,000.26 equals 22,284.13. So I need to make sure that I copy that, select all, copy. I guess I could just do Control C and Control V to make sure that's my new cash, right? 22,284.13. So now I got to take my new cash and add that to my new stock value. So my new cash is 22,813 plus my stock value is 22,974.54 equals 45,258.67. All right, kind of cool, right? We're losing money, but we're buying shares. So let's put our little date in like that. Control V, boom. We're down 9.48%. Questions? Yes, Lisa.
I'm sorry because I had kids asking me questions and the phone ringing at the same time. I missed part of it, so let me make sure I understand.
Mhm.
The stock price went down for May, which I understand.
Yep.
We buy X amount of shares based on the loss.
Mhm.
And then I lost where you got the 22,000. Is that
Okay.
the loss that you subtracted from the cash?
Not the loss, but we're thinking about what we did in cash. So Lisa, we had to buy shares, right?
Yes.
So in buying shares, I
It
had
cost-
to take money out of my cash bucket.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure of. I
So-
thought that's what you were doing, but I wanted to be sure.
Right. So I had to reduce this 2716.13 from my cash of 24, whatever it was.
Okay.
Okay. Exactly
Thank
right.
you. And it's
Awesome.
music interim, but you can keep going if you want.
No. Let's take a little break. Okay. All right. So how many of y'all, that was the first time you'd ever heard that song? Anybody? Wow. Catherine,
Me too.
Christy, Lisa, I got to get a reaction from you three. Talk to me.
It was fun. I really liked it. I like the Bare Naked Ladies, but I've never heard that song before.
Okay. What about you, Christy?
It was cute. I think
It
my
is-
kids would like it.
Yeah, Christy. So I tell you all that I believe music comes from two areas, right? Either a stage of euphoria, which I call the stoner song, and then those are songs that come from inner pain. Which one is this?
Probably
Inner
both.
pain.
Inner pain?
Well, because he has to buy her love, so obviously he doesn't have her.
Oh no, this is a stoner
Or maybe he
song.
just wants money or wishes he had more money.
Yeah,
Can't make it happen.
I think the dude's thinking about ketchup and Kraft macaroni and cheese, you know? I think
That is
this
disgusting, by the
Yeah.
way.
It is kind of. So this is kind of what I would call the stoner euphoria song, right? Now, Lisa, what was your thoughts on it? Lisa Benton.
I liked it. I was smiling,
Yeah,
dancing along with it. It was a good song.
yeah. So what I want y'all to think about when we talk about songs, why do we do songs? Well, first of all, what we're going through is very, very, very difficult. It's time consuming. It's forcing you to think. And I don't want you to get all burdened down, because what will happen is if you don't take breaks and relax and enjoy yourself and walk outside and enjoy the sunshine and walk under the trees, we get all upset over all the crap that we have to do in our lives. So we'll make sure everybody, stays really, really, really chilled. So it just hurt my feelings about this lady that jumped to her death, y'all. Oh my gosh, what's her name? She was Miss USA. And she just jumped off.
Christy. Mhm.
Yeah. And you sit there and you look and you go, first thing that you and I do is we'll judge somebody, by their outward appearance, and we'll try to make assumptions about that person. So when you see her picture, you see her photo, the first thing that you think is, wow, I mean, girl had it all, right? She had beauty, she's smart. I mean, and to not know what's going on somebody's life and what they're experiencing. So that's why, you come to me and my class, you should never be stressed out, ever, never be stressed. All you got to do is be honest with me. You tell me, look, I've had a rough week. I've had this, I've had that. I'm late on my stuff. That's all you got to tell me. And don't BS me. And never BS me. But I want everybody to be chilled. I want everybody to be relaxed. I want you to enjoy the process. Never, ever, ever. Because I don't know what's going on in your life. You don't know what's going on in my life, right? And all these people have all this stuff in their lives. And there's so many times that, they don't know how to handle that. So get help if that's you, right? Talk to people. Make sure that you know that there are people around who care about your well-being, and make sure that you get help. You talk to somebody. It really is. I encourage everybody. I got a psychiatrist, I got a counselor, and I love both of them. And I love talking about the problems and things that are going on in my life. It just helps to get them out in the open. So, find somebody that you can talk to. Now, the university has staffs and department that can assist as well. So make sure that you reach out to me, and I'll put you in touch with somebody. We never want anybody to go, hey, my life is so horrible. And I think what we find is that, and a friend we were talking about it earlier today, is that we are too busy comparing ourselves now to everybody on social media. Right? So everybody on social media, we always post the good, right? We never post the bad, the ugly stuff that's going on with us. And so what we do is we start comparing our lives to everybody else. And it's very easy to all of a sudden have envy in your heart and to be depressed, because you go, I don't fit in with the rest of society. Everybody else is more successful than me. Everybody else is whatever. So slow it down. Let's don't compare ourselves to everyone else. Let's enjoy that song for the fun that it is. And let's say that you've not attained millionaire status. Don't be so freaked out about it, right? Don't be so, my life's horrible. And I think what I take from that song is this: what would change in their lives if they had $1 million? Not much. right? Not much. So they might buy a fancier ketchup. They might buy a green dress. I just love it, that, I don't think much would change in their lives, and probably not much would change in your lives. So hey, let's just have a little fun now. And I don't care if you have your millions or you don't have your millions at this point in your life, but it's kind of nice to dream, right? So don't tell me if you have it or you don't have it, but what would change? What would change if you had $1 million just laying around? Anybody?
I probably wouldn't live in Montgomery, Alabama.
Wouldn't live in Montgomery, Alabama. I've been there a time or two. Where would you move? Over here somewhere fancy like me in Bowden, Georgia?
I don't know. My wife is from Florida in the Panhandle, so she'd probably want to move back to the coast.
Yeah, well, that'd be fun. Anybody else got something that they would do?
I think I'd travel more.
Yeah, travel more, right? And that's what we found that we like doing is we like more experience stuff rather than stuff. Stuff is just, I'm happier, raising 5 pigs than I am, buying a Ferrari. I got my pigs and my goats and my chicken. I'm so much more happy doing stuff like that than I am, buying junk. It's like Dave Ramsey says, what do? We buy stuff with money that we don't have to, let's say, buy stuff that we don't need with money that we don't have to impress people that we don't even like. So I'm much more different than my sister. My sister grew up, you've read my biography, you know how dirt poor we were growing up. And there were days that if mama hadn't worked a second job after working in the car factory at a restaurant and bringing home food, we wouldn't have had food. So my sister thought that she had to keep up with the Joneses. So back during the day, and if I've told this story for y'all, just humor me. I'll tell stories over and over. So what my sister did was this: back during the day in the 80s, the popular blue jean to wear was Guess jeans. Everybody remember Guess jeans? Anyone have a pair of Guess jeans? Yeah. So I wore the Walmart Old Band brand that they probably still make, and it was called Sport Bouts. So I had the Sport Bout, and I had maybe 2 or 3 pairs of Sport Bouts, and I'd wear those all through the week. So my sister had 1 pair of Guess jeans, and she had, a few pair of regular jeans. So you know what she did? Every night when she came home, she would go and unsew the logo from the back pocket of her Guess jeans, and she would sew it on every night to her generic jeans, and she wore it to school the next day so that people thought she had Guess jeans every day. Now she's still that way today, right? She's the one that moved to New York and Germany, and she had to change her accent. So she sent me a course on how to change my accent. Hell, I like my accent, right? You got to be proud of where you are and what you do. All right, I digress. Let's get back into the thing. Anybody else that tell me what would happen, change if you had $1 million laying around? Anybody else? Then we'll get on. Christiana, are you there? Can you talk?
Yes, I'm here.
I was just looking at your smile and I'm thinking, she's thinking something. She's just not sharing it.
Yeah, I actually was thinking. I was thinking several things of what I would do. It's funny that you mentioned that because I had this conversation with my husband like a couple of days ago, and so and I think what we landed on is we'll just buy a second home or vacation home, because one of the things in COVID is we were just stuck because everything was shut down. So we'll just have a second home where we can have like family over. So whether it's like whatever, but it definitely would not be in Georgia since we are already in Georgia. So it'll probably be somewhere that is close here, maybe like Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, even Alabama, since both of us are from there.
Yeah, I would go somewhere exotic like South Alabama. Right? Yeah. Okay, so way off. Oh my gosh. A man can dream, Kenny. A man can dream. All right, thanks, Christiana, for sharing that. All right, so let's get back in this. What were we doing? Oh yeah, so now we're up to G. Now let's pretend that we're going to rebalance this much. Okay, Lisa Urena says, I would invest a portion in a home and land, but I would also have more experiences with my kiddos. Y'all, that's what it's all about. It ain't about the stuff. It's about experiences and being around the ones you love, right? I'm fortunate now that I get to go to every baseball, basketball, football practice. I get to go to everything at school. I get to do exactly what the crap I want to do. And that's the beauty of it. That's the freedom. you know, being financially secure. All right, so let's go to June, and everybody's keeping doing right. So June, let's go to June 1st, 2010. Let's see what our little stock is doing. So June the 1st is at 38 cents. Oh, hey, I'm getting scared, y'all. Look, we're just going down. So we're at 38 cents. Let's see what this thing tells us to do. So we're at 38 cents on June the 1st. Go back over to the dashboard, and we're at 38 cents. So let's see what this thing does. 38 cents, 0.38. Oh no, it is telling me, y'all, to buy 15,593 shares. Now, at some point, you're going to go, we've already lost $9,000, Bobby. This is the most insane investment program I have ever undertaken. Are you sure about this? Well, I'm not sure. Let's just see. Okay. So that changes your cash. So that's why we've got to keep what our last cash was. So let's go buy 15,593. 15,593 at, what was it, 38? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. 38. So that's going to cost me another $6,000 or so. So we're going to do this on June the 1st. All right, 2010. There we go. Now it says, is this new capital withdrawal, rebalancing, or new underline? Actually, it's not, right? It's not we're not rebalancing yet. We haven't done anything as far as rebalancing. So let's just say no. It's just a signal. On June the 1st, this is a signal. All right, so we're going to say no. It's just a signal. All right, so now we're going to go back and we're going to say, okay, if we bought $15,000 in stock or shares, that cost us $59.2534. So we're going to subtract that from our current cash. I'm going to take $59.25.34. Put me a little minus sign on that since we're paying out cash. And then we're going to go taking it away from my last cash. So add that to 22,284.13 gives me 16,358.79. Wow. Control C, Control V. Oh, sorry. Control C, Control V for victory. All right. Now to determine what our current portfolio net lick is, I got to take the 16,358.79 plus whatever my current stock value is. So my current stock value is 24,550. So my entire portfolio is now 4859.29, and y'all are hating me because you're going, oh, this is great, Bob. I've already lost $10,000, you fat glasses, spam hat wearing, nine-toed Elton John loving son of a bitch, you, right? Don't worry, we're gonna get better. All right, so we've lost 18%. We're just stinking, y'all, just stinking. All right, how about Niceville, Florida? Mark my words, it's a great place to buy property. Really? Jack says I'd move slightly closer to the coast here in exotic southern Alabama, otherwise known as Destin, Florida. Yeah, look, y'all, my whole life, we had to go to Panama City Beach. Now, I know some of y'all look highbrow that y'all go to Destin, right? I was like, people say, oh, I'm going to Destin. I like, yeah, you can't hide that money.
Hey, we had a condo in Panama City for years and years and years, man. I love that place.
Oh, I love Panama City Beach too. But if you compare the Panama City beach goer to the Destin people, they don't eat chicken on the bone, y'all. They just don't. All right. So we're down 18% here, y'all. So something is terribly, terribly wrong, right? We've lost $9,000. So do y'all see how to go about this though? Isn't it kind of cool? Now, you sit there and go, man, this spreadsheet's a lot of work. It's not when you're not back testing. Everybody knows what a back test is, right? Now we got some, excuse me, Bobby. I grew up there and I only eat traditional wings. I got you, Joe. I'm with you. I'm watching you. So where was I? So we're losing money, but look, we started out with how many shares, y'all? We started out with 43,000 shares. Now look how many we got now. This is what's cool, right? And this is what I want y'all to report to me. So now I've got 64,000 shares of stock. Do y'all realize what's going to happen when this stock goes to, let's say we never buy another one. Let's say we never do anything, okay? And let's say someone look up TQQQ right now and tell me what it's trading for. I can look it up. Hold on.
About 61 bucks.
Now, say that you started this back 2010 and you never do anything else, and you never get a split or 2-for-1 or nothing, and you still says, and let's say that this thing is worth 60, 61, 62 bucks, right? That ain't but $3.9 million. Y'all with me? Isn't that cool? But wait, I think you're going to blow your mind when you see what happens when we get here. And that's putting 50% of your money into it, right? So now we're at, 38 cents. All right, so let's talk about doing a rebalance now, because now we got to get to the end of June. And that's going to mean something. So let's see what happens at the end of June, because we're going to need to rebalance. So I'm going to, now keep in mind, I am very cloudy today. And I apologize. Y'all know the corona is messing with me. I'm not my normal self today. All right. Let's see. Catherine's got to go. Listen to this later. She's in group 2. So y'all reach out to Catherine. If you're in group 2 and want to work with her. Jack is in Niceville now. No one thinks it's a real name. So I just say Destin. Oh, yeah. But we bought off the water because my wife was concerned about the kids and the sound. House on the water costs $1 million. Zach's got to run too. I'm running all y'all off. All right, so let's look at a rebalancing all of a sudden. So let's see what happens at the first calendar rebalancing. So calendar rebalancing means we would go back to a 50-50 split, 50% stock, 50% cash at the end of July, right? So our cash is 16,358. Our stock is 24,500. We would do it on a calendar quarter. So we don't have June 30th value. So we're going to have to use July 1st value. Everybody with me? So let's see if we can do this. July 1st, this thing goes up to 47. Okay. So this is only for the rebalancing people. Okay. So it goes up to 47 at the quarter ending June 30th. So it'll be 47 cents. Let's go see what our stock's worth now at 47 cents. Where's it at, Bob? Here we go. 47 cents. And this is why y'all got to do just a little bit extra work. Okay. So you have, remember, our total account now, if you don't do anything, is worth, let's look at it, 303.29, which is our stock value, right? Because that's the current price at the end of June, plus whatever your last cash was. So your balance now is 16,358.79. So this is the only time that it gets a little bit different. So now we know that on June 1st, our balance is 46,662.08. So now I want to go ahead and put this in. I want to go ahead and know what my balance is at the end of June. So I'm going to copy that and we'll paste it over here and we'll show you how we do this. So at 7-1, which we're pretending is 630, is 46,662, right? That's our price. So we know that of our account now that we need to be 50% in stock and 50% in cash, but we've got a problemo. Now, you see, it doesn't tell us to take any action over here. And if it did, because we're having to rebalance, we would ignore the action. So if I tell you I want you to quarterly do a rebalance, then here's what I think will work. So we've got an account that's worth, let's look at it again, 46,662.08. And if I go over, I think I built this for you that should work right. And I normally do it this way. Let's see. So if you wanted to have an account that was 50% TQ, just ignore the TML for this moment, and 50% cash. It tells us that so it says that our current allocation is 60-35. Well, remember, we're asking to rebalance to what we started with. Keep in mind, group 1, group 2, you don't have to rebalance. Group 3, you have to rebalance. So group 3's got to go, okay, so I'm on 50% this, 50% that. So it's telling me, let's see if this works, that I've got to sell 14,834. Let's see if that's right. So if I sell 14,834 shares at the current price, which is 47 cents times 0.47. That would be $6,000 that I got to shed off. So if I take my current stock value and subtract what I would be doing here in selling, so if I'm selling that, I'm taking that away from my stock value. So adding that to my current stock value, 303.25 equals 23,331.27. Now, if I'm getting that down to 23,331.27, is that half of what my current thing it is? Everybody see that? So the quarterly rebalancing that I built you here works exactly right. So it's saying sale 14,834. Okay, let's go to our AIM activity. Okay, bye, honey. Huh? Okay. All right, so let's see.
Bobby, but
Yeah,
Bobby, but for ours rebalancing, you want to still rebalance at the 70-30, right?
at the 70-30, right? So we're pretending. It's that the 50-50 guys are having to do. So let me go back, and that said we got to go rebalancing 14,834. So now watch this, y'all. Shares bought or sold 14,8. Oh, God, I can't remember that. Isn't that terrible? Old age, y'all, is just terrible thing. 14,834. So you got to make it negative. Now that's important. If you're not putting it negative, it's going to assume that you are buying shares. So you're not, you're selling them. And that's why I got sold in the little parentheses. So we're selling that. We're going to do this on 7/1/2010. And I think the price we said was 47 cents. 0.47 cents. Now, it's important that this time we tell it yes, because this is a rebalancing. If you don't, it messes up the portfolio control that Lucello did. So you got to say yes here. I'm going to put yes. All right, there we go. So I put yes, and that makes everything straight. So now we sold 69.7198, which means we brought in cash. So this is positive cash, 6971.98, right? And we got to add that to our existing cash plus existing cash of 16,358. Let's see if this works good. Plus 16,358.79 equals. So our cash is 23,330.77. Control C, Control V. Boom, baby. We are back to 50-50. Let me stress one more time. If you are in group 1 or you are in group 2, you don't have to rebalance. It's all of you who are in group 3 that are screwed. Y'all got to do the extra little work. And it's not that much extra work. But I'm actually using you guys and go, oh, I see what this is. You're using me to do your research. Bingo. I am using you, ladies and gentlemen, to conduct research. You and I are researchaholics, we're backtestaholics, and we're going to use this. Now, could I develop this so that you could probably put in 1 or 2 numbers and download the data and do it? Yes, but I want you to go through the process. I want you to go through this and realize slowly but surely over 10 or 11 years what your account's going to be worth in 10 or 11 years if you had used the Lucello system. Who's got questions? This is not due to the 13th. What happens if you get to the 13th and you're flipping out and you're freaking out? It's okay. What if you got something in your life that's major? It's okay. All right. I want you to work hard, but I don't want to stress you out. Who's stressed by this? Anybody? You should not be. This is fun. I want you to see what the algorithm will turn out in, 10, 11 years. Question.
Can you go over about the like the comparing the drawdowns and the portfolio visualizer to compare?
Yeah. So what you would do, let me show you that. Good question. So let's go to portfolio visualizer. visualizer. I don't want to go to that, but hold on, I can go there. That's fine. And let's go to, let's see, I don't want to optimize. I want to go to portfolio visualizer, and I will go to back test portfolio. So I want to go from 2010 year to year. That's fine. Start year 2010. And let's do group 1 to year end. Okay, include year to date, sure. All right. And you started with $50,000. No new cash flows. Rebalance annually? No. Right. So if you're group 1, you're no. If you're group 3, you're going to rebalance, and you're going to rebalance quarterly. Make sure we know the difference. But let's pretend we're doing group 1 now. $50,000. No rebalancing. I think everything else is just the same. So then you got to figure out what your initial allocation was, right? So your initial allocation is, run this 2 ways. This is a great thing, right? So you could go, what if I did the TQQQ 100%? Which is a little different than your account, right? Because we were doing 50-50. And then maybe run another one that does this. What if I had done the same allocation and just never touched it? What if I did cash of, and you have to do cash X. That's the one you're looking for. When you type in cash, do not do Meta Financial Group. That's a ticker symbol. I want you to do cash X. And then over here, I want you to say, we're going to do 50% TQs and 50% cash. All right. No rebalancing from 2010, 2022. What would those portfolios look like? Well, let's look at it. Well, you know which one's going to outperform, right? But I just want to see a comparison with your back tested portfolio. So these are the buy and holders. So one of them would be at, if you started with $50,000, you'd be at $4 million. And it makes sense, right? If you did half of it into cash and half of it, you'd be half as much. So you got $2 million there. Isn't that cool though? Isn't that wild? Now, if you really want to impress me, you know, download this data and put it into a nice little chart, right? And then you could actually run your portfolio with Licello. That'd be cool. You think you wouldn't get some extra points then? Or maybe you say, I'd like to be a graduate assistant, right? And I mean, you're going to dazzle me with your portfolio back testing abilities, and I'll recruit you onto our team, and you and I will form a hedge fund and we'll dominate the world. No, I'm just saying. Okay. All right, question. Isn't this fun? Dr. Brent, you're smiling. I hope you're having a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. All right, any questions at all before I bid you adieu and go lay in the bed and listen to some music and try to get over my COVID? All right, guys, I will see y'all. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, but wait, there's more. Don't forget. Let me see if I can open my email here. And I'll send this out to you. I finally got it approved. Let's see.
Are you going to set up groups in Blackboard for us so we know who's in what group? Or
yeah, Lisa, you gonna help me do that?
Sure.
Thanks, Lisa. Lisa, thank you for volunteering. That's awesome.
You're funny.
You know why I'm asking Lisa to do that? Because I'm sitting there going, hell, I ain't got any idea how to do that. That's so funny. We'll figure it out some way. Okay, what's this? This is the flyer, y'all. We finally got it approved. Let's see. And Tom Soshnoff has approved it as well. All right, here it is, right? Let's see. Let me open it where I can get it all on the screen. So y'all save this date. Save this date. February the 22nd. We will have serial entrepreneur Tom Sosnoff with us. Now you go, who is Tom Sosnoff? Tom Sosnoff, y'all, developed. He is the founder of Thinkorswim. This platform that we use here with all these bells, he did these. This was his baby, his brokerage. He sold it for $750 million. Then he opens Tasty Trade and Tasty Works, which I also use right here. And he just sold Tasty Works and Tasty Trade for $1 billion. This dude, he can tell us how to eat really good mac and cheese. Okay. He will be with us February 22nd. It'll be a Q&A format, 12:30 Central Time. and I'll send that Zoom link. It'll be a different link than what we use for our regular class. And, you know, share this. It's the whole department is allowed me to share this with the whole department. Share it with your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother. Share it with anybody but your enemies, right? Because we don't want them to know what we know. Questions on that? I'm excited about it. Y'all gonna love Tom. He's an awesome guy. All right. All right, guys. I will see y'all Thursday. Roll Tide.